And good morning, YouTube. It is one of those moments where I can't seem to read the screen on my other phone. 5:52 a.m. Tuesday, May 17th, 2022, and still no sign or word from my girlfriend. Yep, she's stayed out all night with whoever she stayed with. I'm kind of curious how this is going to go, when she's going to come home. But enough about that. What am I doing? Well, besides having a restless night, because I've been up all night wondering where the hell my girlfriend is, when I was able to actually come home early and was kind of looking forward to spending a night with her. So not last weekend, but the weekend before, and I'll try to remember to link this vlog, but I probably won't. After going out to various bars trying to see if I could find any leads for places to do my karaoke show in Mesa, and then eventually heading down to the Wander Inn and actually singing karaoke where my girlfriend was, so-called girlfriend. It's hard to call her a girlfriend when she stays out all night on the nights when she thinks you're at work. That's I'm not trying to focus on that right now. Anyway, so she was there and was pretty friendly with me at that time. I felt like things were getting better with her at that time, but anyway, she had said that anyway, when I had left that day, and I think that was pretty sure that was Friday night, not last Friday, but the Friday before, I said that I was going to do laundry, and I was going to do laundry. I had packed all my laundry into the suitcases that I had been using for, oh my gosh, I think I see her finally coming home. No, that's a City of Phoenix Parks car and a white four-door sedan, and I'm not really sure what that is, but it's too dark to be Priscilla's ride. Super curious when she's going to come home and what kind of bullshit explanation I'm going to get. Anyway, I really got to hand it to the City of Phoenix. It is so odd. I mean, obviously there's been somebody drinking here in the park, but it is so odd to be walking through this park shortly after sunup and not see any squatters underneath any of the trees. So, wow. Props to the park rangers and Phoenix PD for taking care of that. Anyway. So she asked where I was going. I did tell her I was going to do laundry, and at that point, I honestly didn't even realize how late it was. I had spent quite a bit of time in my room just trying to gather up all my dirty laundry and get it packed up into into the two suitcases that I had been using for doing my laundry on the bus, which actually work really well. So why the hell not use them for doing the laundry on my car? A whole lot easier to throw them in my car than to try to roll them down the street and get them on the bus, especially since one lost a wheel. So anyway, I told her that's where I was headed, and at that point in time, I really didn't have any plans to go to any karaoke bars at all, or to go anywhere. I mean, my plan was to head straight to a Kana Wash over at over at Oak and 32nd Street. And I had filled my right pocket with quarters for it, and that was the plan. But when I got in the car, I was kind of surprised at just how late it had got to be in the afternoon or in the evening, and it just seemed like it would be. It just seemed like a perfect time for me to follow up on a couple karaoke show leads that I had, and head to Mesa and see if I could find any. Just kind of take off, finish up where I'd left off with looking for more karaoke work, and no, I didn't tell Priscilla I had any changes plans. I mean, we really don't. I really don't tell her much of anything anymore, and obviously she doesn't tell me much of anything, including, but not limited to, who she's spending the night with. So when she thinks I'm at work, hey, look who's coming down the street. Oh no, that's not her. Her bumper's way more damaged than that. In fact, that bumper's not damaged at all. That's nice. That's a Mercedes. Anyway. Oh, damn. Right here, there used to be a clothing donation bin. I don't know who it was for, but there was a clothing donation bin there, and it's gone. Well, damn. Damn. This whole bag of clothes I was getting ready to donate, which I was trying to eventually getting to explaining the source of, but the whole bin is gone. It used to be right here, either it seemed like it was in that part of the parking lot, or maybe behind the Wi-Fi sign, but it was like right along here somewhere. Wow, I can't believe that's gone. And I wonder how much that has to do with. I don't know. I'm theorizing that homeless people that were squatting here, because there was a lot of homeless people hanging out around here. I'm thinking maybe they were digging in there, and so whoever had it placed probably decided to move it. Anyway, that's a bummer, because I've got a bag full of okay clothes that I'm trying to donate. Anyway, so back to the laundry story. Anyway, when I ended up at, I do think her and I texted each other a little bit that night. But yeah, I didn't tell her I wasn't doing laundry. I just, figured I'd tell her what I did later. Anyway, when I saw her, and when I went to wander in on Friday night, not last Friday, but the Friday before, I expected I'd see her there, and I did, and we hung out and had a pretty good time. But it's become just such a pattern where when I'm at that bar and she's hanging out with me, where she's totally flirtatious and puts on a show to everybody that's there of being my girlfriend, and acting like that's a thing, and she's so interested in me, and doing her best to make sure that nobody else makes any moves on her man, that she but usually where that leads is us going home, and then as soon as I get home, just she's in her laptop and in her smartphone and on my couch, and wants nothing to do with being in my bed. So, and I still had laundry to do. So, when I left the laundry in, I went to a Kana wash, and I think I started a video there, and maybe I'll remember to link it, but I doubt it. But I started. I saw another white SUV up ahead, but that wasn't her either. Anyway, yeah, I started another video, just showing that Econo Wash was closed, which Econo Wash has been 24 hours for, God, I've been going there for at least, I want to say 5-6 years, but that's a laundromat I recall picking people up in a taxi like 15 years ago. As long as I can remember, that's a laundromat that's been there and been 24 hours for a long time. It's a little on the rundown side. It's nothing fancy, but it's just always been kind of an old reliable sort of thing. And so I was really shocked to get there and see the laundromat was closed, and I did start a vlog right there showing that. And from there, I drove to. From there, I drove to. Keep hoping to walk over here and see her driving, and I'm kind of hoping she doesn't see me. Her peripheral vision isn't that good. In fact, I think if she had to take a vision test to keep her driver's license, I question if she'd still have her driver's license. But anyway, so I ended up going, driving to the laundromat that I used to use quite often when I lived in Tempe on Mill Avenue, and it's over near the Yucca Tap Room. It's Mill Avenue, just south of Southern, and so I'm doing laundry there, and Priscilla calls me. I think she's trying to call me out on, hey, whose house did you go to? That's one of those kind of calls. I'm like, where you at? I'm like, I'm doing laundry. She's like, I thought you did that earlier. I'm like, no, I never told you that. And I told her, that I did. And we had a pretty long, pretty happy conversation on the phone. It was actually a really civil, pleasant conversation on the phone. And it's the longest I talked to her on the phone in a long time. So I don't really talk on the phone often with anybody. But yeah, I just kind of told her about, what I had done earlier that day, the bar hopping, and oh man, I'm having trouble seeing because that sun glare is like right in my eyes. I told her about the bar hopping and having seen my friend Dave over at oh shit, now I forget the name of the bar, Gabby's. So anyway, we're talking about that, and we're talking about all kinds of shit, and I did something I feel really freaking guilty about, but anyway, I had started my laundry, like I did 3 loads of laundry, and they weren't in adjacent washers. I was in one, and then somebody had laundry going in the next machine over, and then I started that one first, and then I started the next 2 over pretty much at the exact same time. And God, this glare is just, I literally cannot see in front of me from the glare. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, she had sorry, I'm just running into my head how freaking awkward it's going to be when she actually shows up, and wondering what the best way is to handle this. Anyway, she so yeah, I started the one washer, I want to say maybe 10 minutes, 10, maybe 12 minutes before the other 2, and I had inadvertently not started the second load, because usually I start each load as I fill it. And then so when I started the third load, I realized the second load hadn't started either. So I started them at both at exactly the same time. I know. Let's throw on the minutia here, and so. And I think it was right after that. That's probably about the time she called me. It feels like that's the time she called me. Anyway, so we were on the phone and we're talking, and the first load finishes, and I'm loading it in the dryer while I'm talking to her. And there was a couple that was inside the laundromat while I was there. And I thought they were done. I really thought they were done. Like, I saw her taking all her clothing out of the dryer. Dude was just kind of hanging out. I didn't see him really doing anything, but other than hanging out and talking to her. But his apparent girlfriend was taking all the laundry out of the dryer and out of a dryer and bagging it up and I did step outside a couple of times just to, because I was having a conversation with Priscilla, just to kind of get out of the echoey laundromat. And I noticed they were sitting outside in a vehicle together and didn't really think anything of it. I mean, who knows what their deal is? I mean, it's possible they live in that car. Who knows? Who knows what their deal is? I mean, people hang out in parking lots on their cars and talk, and, maybe they were waiting for me to go back inside so they could make out. Who knows? But anyway, she that seems like a fun place to sit and watch, to see when she drives down the alley, decides to come home. Anyway, she is in my so-called girlfriend, not the woman at the laundromat I'm talking about. And of course now this thing doesn't want to focus. There we go. There's some focus. So anyway, the woman at the laundromat, didn't really think anything of them. So I'm talking to Priscilla, and mind you, my mind is pretty much on the conversation with Priscilla. We're having a really, really good conversation. There's actually some innuendo happening. Imagine that. I mean, it's feeling like when I finally get home, I'm gonna, actually have a girlfriend in bed waiting for me that wants me to join her in my bed for once. So, so I'm kind of excited about that. And kind of focused on the conversation with her and not really focused on the taking of laundry out of the and by the way, this laundromat has got those giant dryers that can hold like 4 loads of laundry in them, which a lot of laundromats have, but this has like the really old school ones. Which is one of the things I like about that place. Like I just, I can put every load of laundry in the dryer, and then as the other loads finish, I just open the dryer, throw more laundry in it, throw more quarters in it, and then when it's, every time it stops, I reach in. It's like, is it feeling dry? And there comes a point where like shirts are dry, jeans are not dry, and I'll pull some stuff out and throw it on the table and start folding it, and then close the door and let it dry some more. And isn't laundry exciting? Hey, I'm by myself and my girlfriend's out with spending the night with somebody else. So, just trying to pass the time and keep sane right now. Anyway, so, I'm not really focused on what I'm pulling out of the washing machine. I'm just talking to Priscilla and pulling out of the washing machine and throwing it in the dryer. And I got enough to get the dryer started, but like at that point I realize I'm down to like my last 2/4, and I've got jeans coming out of these loads. There's just no way 2/4 is going to get all that stuff dried. And so I'm telling her about how, that there's nobody left. That there's nobody left in the laundromat, but there's this couple that seems kind of sketchy that's been hanging out in their car in the parking lot, although I'm pretty sure they're done with their laundry because she had taken her stuff out of the dryer. And she's like, well, do you need me to come down there and bring you some quarters? Because I will. And I'm like, no, I can just walk to Circle K and get a drink or something, get some cash back with my debit card, and I'm sure they'll give me a couple bucks worth of quarters. I don't see it being a difficult thing. Which by the way, now Circle K charges $1 service charge to get cash back when you use your debit card. I've never paid that before. I did pay it that night because damn it, I needed change to do the laundry. But yeah, that's the last time. And I guess that's probably from people just abusing Circle K as an ATM, which is generally something I've not done often, but I do occasionally. When I'm at Circle K and I'm getting stuff, it's like, whoa, I have absolutely no cash on me. Maybe I should get $10 or 20, get $10, get $8, just something, so I have a few bucks in my pocket should I need them for something. Anyway, so I had mentioned to her that this couple was still hanging out in the parking lot, but I was a little nervous about them. And she's like, well, God, they might steal your clothes. And I'm like, yeah. I said, yeah, there's a chance, but I'm not too terrible worried about it. Screw it, and so I go to Circle K and I'm still on the phone with her, actually, with Priscilla the whole time I'm at the Circle K. And I think I was still on the phone with her when I got back to the laundromat. Like I said, we had a pretty long conversation. It was pretty nice. It was almost like hanging out with her, but better. Oddly it was. Which is odd for me. I'm really not one to talk on the phone, at all, let alone for an extended period of time, just bullshitting and stuff. But so I commented to her, it's like, oh, the couple's gone. And she's like, well, you better hope your laundry isn't. And I go in and my laundry is still in the dryer, but it's not spinning anymore. No surprise there. So I put I reach in and it's still moist. So I put a couple quarters in. And anyway, I proceed to I talk with her for a little bit more. She ends up hanging up soon, but she says she'll be, in bed waiting for me, and that sounds awfully promising. And I'm like, yeah, it's going to take me a while. I said I still got to dry everything and fold everything and put it back in the suitcases. But yeah, at the moment I'm the only one left here. At least at this point, I think she believed that I wasn't lying to her about being at the laundromat. So that's I think she could hear what was going on and stuff, and she certainly could have heard my conversation with the Circle K clerk, who at first was telling me he didn't have any quarters, but that's another problem. He did it finally. I didn't need very many, so he was able to. I think he gave me like $1 worth, maybe $2 worth. Anyway, so I ended up. I'm pulling laundry out of the washer to wash it, or out of the dryer, to fold it and lay it on the folding table and folding it and neatly putting it inside. Like that's kind of a thing. Like I take my time on that, and I make sure that I pull all the wrinkles out of it and everything's folded perfectly smooth when it goes in the suitcase. Because it might be a few days. In fact, I just now did that while I've been awake all night, waiting to see when Priscilla's going to actually come home. Unable to sleep because this has me way too stressed to sleep. So yeah, I did finally empty all my laundry and put it in the closet, and I can't get at my dresser. There's too much crap blocking my dresser right now, but all my pants and shorts and stuff and towels and stuff I've got folded in an area on my desk, and a pile of socks. Anyway, so it's put away as much as put away is at this moment in time, and everything out of the suitcases. So yeah, I always make sure when I fold it at the laundromat that I do it really, really neatly, that it's dry when it goes in the suitcase, because I want my shit molding, and that it's very neatly folded. That way, when I take it out, it won't be wrinkly. because to me that defeats the purpose of doing laundry, and I can just hang my shirts up and they'll be fairly smooth. I've never owned an iron. To be honest, I don't really know how to use an iron, but by always being meticulous about the way I fold my clothes right as they come out of the dryer, and putting them in whatever I put them in, be it a laundry basket or a suitcase or a box. I usually have fairly wrinkle-free clothing. That's the method I've been using since I was first doing my own laundry as a teenager, and it's always worked for me. So someday I should maybe learn how to iron, but my preventative folding while warm and packing flat and smooth, it works for me. So anyway, as I'm taking stuff out of the dryer, I'm starting to pull. The first thing I pulled, I said, oh, there's a bra. Oh, so yeah, Priscilla was definitely still on the phone because I said to her, hey, there's a bra in here. She's like, what? And I'm describing the bra. She goes, I don't think I have a bra like that. And the more I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, yeah, this doesn't look like it would fit Priscilla. It looks in several dimensions like it would not fit Priscilla. And I didn't check the cup size, but they looked a little small for Priscilla. So anyway, as I'm taking more stuff, I'm like, oh shit. Well, I didn't think anything of it. It was after Priscilla got off the phone that I started pulling more stuff out of the dryer and realizing, oh shit, this is not my clothes. And then I realized that washer that was in the middle between the first washer that I had my clothing in and then the second two washers, I realized that I had inadvertently emptied all of that into my dryer because I was more focused on my conversation with Priscilla. So yeah, the asshole thief in the laundromat was me. I feel really guilty about that, but it was completely accidental. I've never deliberately stolen anybody's clothing ever. Priscilla's like, you should take it back there and put in a bag and put a note up. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. In fact, I would assume that couple probably never wants to go back to that laundromat again because some asshole stole their clothes there. Plus, when the hell do I have time to go to Tempe, especially now that I don't have a car again? Anyway, today's the day I finally unloaded. I've been taking some stuff out of one of the suitcases just so I have some clean clothes, but today's the day I finally, while I was up all night wondering where my girlfriend is, I went through all of the clothing, the women's stuff and the guys' stuff that absolutely doesn't fit me, or that I would just straight up never wear because of what it is in that bag. Fully was going to donate it to the clothing box over there by the light in front of the Lifewell Clinic, but it's not there anymore. So I still definitely want to donate this, but now it's going to require a trip to somewhere else, like Goodwill or I'd rather donate it to somebody other than Goodwill, but it'll probably end up going to Goodwill just because I know where that is and I can get there easily by bus. And I can get there on bus en route to my insurance agent that I need to go see today, and my mental health clinic that I need to go to today, and it's conveniently on the way, and it does me no good to hoard this clothes. As far as the rest of the stuff, I just can't think of any practical way for me to get it to them. I've had clothing stolen out of laundry rooms before, and laundromats before. For the most part, I'm going to say it was kind of my bad because I didn't stay there with my laundry. In fact, sometimes I did laundry at the laundry room, went to work, and figured, it'll be sitting in the machines when I get back. And then, 2 days later, I'm like, oh shit, I had laundry in the laundry room. And sometimes I'd gone back and it'd still been there, just somebody had put it in a bag and sat it on the folding table. God bless them. But other times it disappeared, and I've always kind of figured I had nobody but myself to blame for that. Anyway, I'm not absolving myself of blame because I stole their laundry. It wasn't intentional. It was just my focus was on a phone call when it should have been on laundry. That's one of the reasons I don't like talking on the phone, because I have a phone conversation. I just can't. I'm usually trying to do other stuff and I lose my focus. But yeah, she. There's a few okay shirts. Nothing really. I don't want to say nothing spectacular. There's actually one item that's very spectacular, and then there's this bag of stuff I straight up don't want. There's some other stuff that's some okay shirts. But the one item that is really spectacular is actually a Chicago Bulls jersey that's like an official, with the embroidered logos and stuff. I'm not a sports fan whatsoever, but my gut feeling is that this is probably a very valuable shirt. It's going on eBay. I mean, I'd love it, give it back to these people, but I have no idea who they are, and I think my chances of finding them are like a needle in a haystack, and I think if I just take it to the laundromat, somebody else is going to take it and put it on eBay. Unless they're a Chicago Bulls fan, then they're going to wear it. But yeah, I got a little bit of extra clothing. So as poor as I am these days, I need the clothing donations. So sorry, random couple at laundromat in Tempe late at night. I wish you had been inside the laundromat to say, "Hey, dude, why are you taking our clothes out of that washer?" Because I would have been awkwardly embarrassed and apologized and made whatever effort to give you your clothes right then and there, because I certainly have no intentions to steal anybody's clothing. But yeah, while y'all were out doing whatever you were doing in the parking lot, I made a mistake. My bad. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this stupid story. I don't think the girlfriend has come home yet. I could right now take the Thomas bus to Goodwill and drop these clothes off, but I really kind of want to be here when Priscilla gets home. Not that I have any idea when that'll be, because it's already 6:24 and she's not here, but I'm just kind of curious what level of sneaky she's trying to operate at, and yeah, curious what level of sneaky she's trying to operate at. I know she knows that when I get home from work by the bus, I generally arrive at 7 a.m. But she does know that sometimes I'm able to get off a little earlier and get home a little earlier. So I don't know. I don't really know what to think. And it could be she's just going to be completely bold and rub it in my face the way I did with her and Crystal. So, and admittedly, I guess I have that coming. But as it is right now, it's 6:25 and she's still wherever she stayed the night, or maybe somewhere else, but she's not home. Anyway, thanks for listening to my bullshit, and like and subscribe. I swear I'll have better videos after this one.